The Central Coast of California is made up of so many amazing and beautiful things. The obvious, of course, is our beautiful beaches, missions, and extensive amount of wineries. But there is so much to know and learn about the Central Coast. What do you consider to be the Central Coast, and what would you like to enlighten others about our Central Coast? Please join me and my guests as we take a moment to enlighten you about Ventura, Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, and Monterey counties. Hello and welcome everyone. Today I am so excited to enlighten you all about the Pismo Beach Jazz Jubilee. The Jazz Jubilee has been going on for 44 years. And with the pandemic, the organizer just did not have it in her heart to cancel it. So they are going to be bringing you the 44th annual virtual Jazz Jubilee. Rhonda Cardinal, the Basin Street Regulars chairwoman, has embraced technology and for over the past 4 months has taught herself and her crew to do their own live streaming performances in her own backyard. The team has done an amazing job of getting their past participants that would normally attend the actual event to follow them on Facebook and to watch their shows live on YouTube and Facebook. Jazz tends to draw an older crowd, so this was not an easy task, and I give props to Rhonda and her team for making this happen and embracing live streaming. Noble Productions will be assisting them with their streaming on October 24th and 25th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The virtual Jazz Jubilee by the Sea will be a combination of performances, both live and pre-produced. Unfortunately, this event will not be open to the public. However, you can still support the virtual Jazz Jubilee by the Sea by tuning in to either their Facebook or their YouTube channel. Hello and welcome back everyone. I am super excited to bring to you today a special guest, Rhonda Cardinal with the Pismo Beach Jazz Jubilee and Basin Street Regulars. Welcome.
Hello, Valerie.
Yay! We did it.
We did it.
We did it. And when I say we, it was definitely a team effort by all.
It was, yes.
So hopefully those of you that saw the episode last time, I kind of went into detail about what the Pismo Jazz Jubilee was all about. And the fact that this year was completely different because of COVID, of course. So we had to conduct a live stream for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and they were 8 hours each. And it's all due to this lady right here having the brainchild and even the innovation to do it. So if you wouldn't mind, Rhonda, just kind of tell our viewers a little bit more about how that all came about.
Well, you know, we started live streaming in March. We usually have our Sunday sessions at the Veterans Hall on the last Sunday of the month, and the state was shut down mid-March. As we were planning, actually, we had Carl Sonny Leland booked, and he was bringing a band that he was going to be recording with, and so this was a band that nobody had ever seen before. It was going to be like a blues band, and so we were all really excited, and we started sending out our press releases, and we thought we would be able to do it, and then all of a sudden we lost the Vets Hall. Right. So one of our members, our vice president, suggested that we do a live stream, and so that seemed like a good idea. So I asked Sonny if he could do a live stream, but Sonny had no idea how to do that, and also he has poor internet at his house, and so we told him to come over here and we would do a live stream.
Perfect.
But none of us had ever done a live stream either.
Perfect stage here.
Yeah. So.
So that's how it all began. I mean, that's where the conversation started.
Right.
You guys obviously have a great location here in her own backyard, and then you guys started streaming.
Yeah, we started streaming, and every month we changed something because we weren't happy with the product, or we thought of ways to make it better, and then we wanted to use a camera instead of a phone or an iPad, and so then we brought Simon in to help us figure out how to hook our camera to the laptop.
Right.
Then we wanted to use more cameras and try that. But you know, by probably May, I think we started to realize that we probably weren't going to be able to have a regular festival. And so I viewed it as a way to gear up towards doing a live stream festival. So I knew by May that we were probably not going to be able to be in the Vets Hall or any of our regular venues and that. And so I just viewed that as a stepping stone.
The writing was on the wall, right?
Yeah.
And so from there, because I know initially I had heard from you and there was a call and you guys were having some challenges, and then I put you in touch with Simon, who happens to be our videographer, cameraman behind the camera now. He's the one that does all of the live streaming troubleshooting. So once I put him in touch with you, then I think things just kind of continued to evolve from there. And next thing you know, here we are doing a 2-day live stream. So, but how did it feel to accomplish that? I mean, that's something that on the last episode I said, what a great challenge that is, and that you're one of very few people that I know that would have taken that on, and especially considering that the demographic that you're working with, to get them to tune into a live stream, to be able to comment, to have that communication, that's something that's just so huge, and you should certainly be proud of yourself for.
Yeah, we all feel pretty good. It was a big team effort. Because we had been live streaming our Sunday shows since March, that allowed us to build up our audience. And so that really helped us be able to reach out to the people who typically wouldn't have gone online. By this time, they were getting used to going online. And then we got a lot of help from another newspaper, the Syncopated Times, which has a good outreach to our community. We actually had international viewers, so we were able to, and it was easy to get on the Facebook. We had streamed on Facebook, and that's a little problematic because a lot of people don't want to be on Facebook. So being able to stream on YouTube as well made that better for a lot of people. And then, having all these ideas in your mind and then actually being able to execute them, especially going back and forth between videos and live bands was pretty challenging, and we weren't sure how it would work. And it worked pretty well. And then I didn't expect to have as many live bands as we did, and I certainly didn't expect Tom Rigney to agree to come.
That was amazing.
So
that was amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that really upped the game all the way around. It made the scheduling a little more tricky, and but it got done.
It got done. Pre-produced videos. I think as the musicians started to see the whole show concept progress, I would think that they were like, you know what, I need to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this. And so even them sending the additional videos, and you ended up getting even more content, more videos than we could even use and stream that day. So tell everybody what you're coming up with for that.
Well, yeah, so, back in July when we solicited videos, I didn't expect any live bands, and I didn't know how many people would submit videos. So I asked all the bands for 2 one-hour sets, and some of them did, and some of them only submitted one-hour set. And then because we had so many live bands, we couldn't even show the entire video for the people that only submitted one set. And so what we're going to do in November, on November 15th, is we're going to air the videos that we couldn't show in October.
And November 15th, so where can people tune in to watch that show?
Well, I believe in the same places that you could watch the show before, which would be the Basin Street Regulars Facebook page, the Basin Street Regulars YouTube page, and Pismo Jazz Jubilee YouTube page, all 3 of those outlets.
Let everybody know, because this was all in a huge effort also to support the fact that these poor musicians haven't been able to really work during COVID. They've been hit pretty hard during this time. And so the monies that are raised, so talk about that, because this is also a huge component of what you're doing and has helped in numerous ways, I think. And there's still ways that those of you out there that are watching can assist and donate to what Ron is working on here through Basin Street Regulars.
So we are trying to, we've covered our expenses, and we are trying to give back to the musicians that are unable to perform. And we know there's a lot of them. There's musicians that they have day jobs and the music is just an ancillary income stream for them. But there are musicians who depend on playing music for their livelihood. And so it's our goal to help out as many of those musicians as we can. We, with this effort, have managed to touch, in one way or another, every single band and performer that was booked to play the 2020 Jubilee.
It was amazing seeing the performance. I had the luxury of actually being able to be there and watching these performances. Tom Rigney was phenomenal. I'll never forget this show. I'll never forget 2020 for so many reasons. This certainly being one of them. And I thank Rhonda and her team for exposing us to this, because now, you know, we're going to be hooked on jazz, and you know, I hope to be a part of this in upcoming years too, and even Simon, you know, somebody that learned something through all of this. So again, you know, hats off to you guys. You guys did an amazing job. And is there anything else you wanted to close with?
I just think we all learned how to do this together, and I say our logo for 2020 is 2020, a year like no other.
Absolutely.
That's true in so many ways, but it's not all bad. It's been great to be very creative in this time.
Absolutely right. A lot of good has come out too, and so we can now offer something like this, and I have a feeling this won't be the last one.
I think that's true.
So stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for joining us today, Rhonda. We really appreciate it. And we have some highlights from the Pismo Beach Jazz Jubilee and more interviews coming here, so stay tuned.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Rhonda Cardinal, and today we're interviewing Danny Coots to see how Danny's doing. And so it's a nice Tuesday morning here in California, and Danny is in Nashville, Tennessee. Is that
That's
true?
right. And it's a very nice morning here too, nice and cool.
The home of the free and the brave. And
Well,
so we'll just jump right into it and say, you know, good morning, Danny, and how are things in Nashville? Tell us what you've been doing and how things are.
well, I tell you, we've gotten very, very good at having work go away and not be devastated so much. I had about 42 weeks worth of on-the-road work just disappear one at a time. But it's so much what you do with your time and what you seek out. I love to practice, for one. So from the beginning, I've been getting between 5 and 7 hours of practice a day, which is great because it gives me a real time to kind of explode ideas and pull them apart and really work on them, as opposed to having to have it ready for this weekend or something. So that's been good. I've also gotten a lot of chances to work on projects that I do around the property, from carpentry to electrical stuff and plumbing and yard work and spending time with my family. I also was able to get together with Brian Holland and Steve Bacall and do a couple of live broadcasts out of Richard Smith's studio in Nashville, and also record a new Groovis album, which was great. And all of those things make you feel normal. Then about twice a week, Andy Reese, who's in a band of mine called Big Bad Rhythm, also a Nashville legend, and a fellow by the name of Bobby Durham, who's been out on the circuit.
Oh yeah, Bobby. He played with Tom Hook, right?
Right, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
We get together twice a week, and we all love to cook, so we take turns cooking and bringing food in, and appropriately distanced and masked, we play for about 3 hours twice a week, which has been a lifesaver. Unfortunately, last Thursday, Bobby Durham, after coming in and eating and playing with us, was tested positive for COVID. So Andy has not been feeling well, he tested negative, but turns out positive for the flu. And I feel great, but because of my first contact with him, I'm in quarantine for 2 weeks, which is a drag. It's the one festival in Arizona that I was to go to on Thursday. We can't go.
Wow.
So it takes out Brian Holland, who I also met with, and Andy Reese, of course. And Helen Daly had me playing with 4 bands and then the afterglow. And so as you can imagine, as a festival director, how devastating that is. So I called her yesterday, and I feel horrible. I just, to miss this was the one sort of event. But, we're in the middle of a very dangerous pandemic. And, I'm kind of a casualty of that.
Wow.
But in a very minor way compared to so many other people. So I'm home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Arizona was going to they are having a festival, is that?
They are having a festival starting Thursday, and it's a live festival. And even though I was apprehensive and going to approach it as carefully as possible, with great trepidation, I was going to go. But I don't really feel any relief. I just feel sorrow because all the people that I love to see out there, and that are just, they're the people we see at your festival, the people we see in Sun Valley, all over the place. So my heart is broken, but I'm a big boy, and I do not want to put anybody in jeopardy by me being there, not knowing for sure.
Right.
I also find it difficult to get tested if you don't have symptoms. So
really still.
Yeah. So, and their advice to me is, well, you don't need to be tested. And I'm like, well, I was going to fly on Thursday, and they're like, so.
Wow.
So anyway.
Every state is different. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's some news.
Yeah, it is, but nobody's exempt from this stuff.
Right.
And even though I've been incredibly careful, you don't know where that red line is. You don't know where that line is between not having it and having it, or not being exposed and being exposed. So I definitely take this so far over how many other times in history, would I rather be in the 1917 pandemic? Would I rather be in Germany 1938 or France or pick a time.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And I get to be in a room with about 40 snare drums. So if my voice is buzzing, that's exactly.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I just can hardly think of what else to ask you about at this point. Is there any particular thing that you would like you'd like your audience to know about, as far as things that they might be able to find online from you?
Well, YouTube for one is a treasure trove, and one of the things I've been doing, I have a regular Sunday night gig with a band here in Nashville, doing 1930s based stuff, and I use top studio Nashville guys. Been doing this for years. When I took it over when Lewis Brown passed away, who was an original member of the Titan Hot 7. And just as a gift to our regular clientele, I've been sending out some video of me playing with one band or another every single Sunday when we normally had a gig. And I'm pretty critical about what I send out, but there's endless stuff of either the Holland Coots Jazz Quintet. There's a little bit of Groovis. There's an awful lot of Brian Holland and myself. There's stuff I've sent out that I've done with Alan Vichet and different jazz cruises like that. Stephanie Trick and Paolo Alderighi, I've done an awful lot of work with them, and there's bunches of videos out with them. So I think if you just, Google my name or Google people I've played with, you'll find plenty. But I think if there's any message I want to send to the people I usually see, is just to let them know how important they are to me. And they've just really become part of my family. I moved to Nashville 25 years ago, come February, and within a few months I had hooked up with the Jack Daniel's Silver Cornet Band and the predecessor to the Titan Hot 5 and then the Titan Hot 7, and started going out on the festival circuit. And I found myself doing kind of old man retired stuff, looking through my schedule books from years gone past, and it's like, boy, I wonder how many festivals I've played since I moved to Nashville. And the last festival I played was in Monterey in March.
Oh, right.
And that was my 344th festival.
Wow.
I had played. And I can't remember the number of individual festivals. It was something like 56 festivals. I mean, it really surprised me. And so many of those festivals are gone. But my point is, during that time, I've extended my family. And these people mean the world to me. Many of them I've kept in touch with. We call each other regularly to touch base. But a lot of them I only see on the festival circuit. This is, I think, the first, well, I can't remember exactly, but my birthday always happens at Pismo.
Oh, that's right.
To or from. And I spent 17 of my birthdays there. But it's, I get, I feel like I'm too young to be so nostalgic, but I think probably a 12-year-old can be nostalgic, so who am I fooling? But I hate missing those people. I have so many fond memories, and so, but we'll make more.
That's right.
And I also, I worry about people because so many of our fans are of that very vulnerable age. That I worry about, but I also, because they are oftentimes older folks, I'm really saddened by that time that I'll miss with them.
Yeah.
Because maybe there's a few more years of seeing their smiling faces and spending time with them and talking with them and hugging them. That's something, boy, do I miss, but to have one of those, maybe two of those years gone is a shame.
Yeah. Well, I just want to tell you that our seniors have learned how to get online and watch things, and so just doing these online exercises, people have become much more adept, and so they can see you.
As I have. I mean, this is my first time. My 11-year-old Bella was just walking me through doing Zoom. So I mean, technologically speaking, I just figured out how to work my chapstick. I'm very proud of myself. So this is, and I somehow don't fully trust it. I'm still writing things down on paper with a pencil.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Danny, it's been a real pleasure talking to you.
It's great to see a human being here as face to face as we can safely do here.
Well, you can Zoom all your friends.
Yeah, this is great. It's
very
on my
good.
phone, and
Yeah, you can do this with other people. So I'm
Wow.
going to go ahead and end this part of our interview.
great.
And I'm sure everybody will enjoy seeing your face. And we hope to see you live in person next year.
You got it. You got it.
On 3 nights, she's got me feeling weak down in my knees. I don't know how much I can give. I don't know how long I can live.
Hi, this is Gino from Gino and the Lone Gunman. I want to welcome you to the Pismo Jazz Jubilee, the special virtual edition. And I want to thank all of our friends, our sponsors, and the board members for inviting us and having us along for this special event. All right, I hope you enjoy the show. Here it comes.
If you know Peggy Sue, then you know why I feel blue without Peggy. My Peggy Sue, yes, I love you, girl. I want you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue. Oh, how my heart yearns for you, my Peggy. My Peggy Sue. Yes, I love you, girl. I want you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue. A pretty, 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 pretty Peggy Sue. Oh, oh, Peggy. My Peggy Sue. Yes, I love you, girl. I want you, Peggy Sue. I love you, Peggy Sue. With a love so rare and true, my Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Yes, I love you, girl. I want you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue, a pretty, 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 pretty Peggy Sue. Oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Yes, I love you, girl. I want you, Peggy Sue. I love you, Peggy Sue, with a love so rare and true, my Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Yes, I love you, girl. I want you, Peggy Sue. Yes, I love you, girl. I want you, Peggy Sue. Yes, I love you, gal, and I want you, Peggy Sue. Oh yeah. I don't want a 4-leaf clover. I don't want an old horseshoe. I want your kiss, 'cause I just can't miss with a good luck charm like you. Now come on and be my little good luck charm on. You sweet delight. I want a good luck charm hanging on.
Again, thank you for your support today and thank you for enjoying the show. Please tune back in where I will enlighten you about the Central Coast on another topic. Bye for now.